geeks, that day has finally come. The day when we bid you adieu. For this is the final episode of Nerdorama on episode 1125. Now, as you may or may not have heard, the Mo Kelly Show is coming to an end on KFI AM 640, the show that gave birth to Nerdorama. Big things are coming your way in 2023. Can't say what yet, but trust and believe big things are coming. One of those big things will be a re-envisioning, a reimagining even of what will be the nerdiness moving forward. All right. And so today is a very special day. 1,125 episodes. That's a lot of nerdiness over the years. We, of course, thank you all for joining us. Yours truly, King Nerdivis and Twala Sharp in the building. I see the one, the only Mo Kelly in the building. How are you, good sir?
Bill Cosby, he just got out. He's got time on his hands.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yes. Are you excited about what's coming in the new year?
I am ecstatic about what is going to be happening in January of 2023. We cannot tell them everything yet, but just know it's bigger, it's better, it's badder, and I can't wait. Can't wait. Twala, I hope you saw the email I sent your way tonight.
Oh, I did. Big things are literally coming. Seriously. I see Ryan Twitch Master McBain. What it is, brother?
So are you saying that Mo Kelly will return?
Oh, I
see what you did there. I see what you did there. Tom is talking Cunningham. How goes it?
Hey, I'm excited to be here on this last iteration of this version of the shoe.
Yes. Phase 4,
man.
Yes. Yeah, phase.
Look, Dr. Liz may be joining us in the moments to come. Not sure. Anthony from 2 Cubicles Down had an emergency he needed to attend to. John Considine is with us in spirit, but still, the show, it must go on. We are going to break down the best and the worst that 2022 had to offer in the world of nerdism. We are going to hit you off with some hidden gems and what we are looking forward to 2023 beyond what is going to be happening with Mo Kelly and with the nerdiness. All right, so what do y'all want to start with? Best or worst?
Worst. I'm negative.
I agree. I ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right. So, Tom, for you, just out of everything that you've seen, because I think of the 4 of us have probably seen more since you are an A-lister and you have taken the time to go and see more. What for you was the worst nerd offering of 2022?
Wow. I think I'm gonna surprise Ryan and Mo.
No, I'm not. No.
I think probably the worst nerdy movie in terms of what it could have and should have been and what it ended up being is Love and Thunder.
Oh, you did surprise me.
And I say that because to me, Ragnarok was the best entry into the Thor franchise. And I thought that given Waititi's sensibility, that he would bring some of that energy to this new movie. And I think he just indulged his worst impulses in trying to force a lot of comedy. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't work with the movie. I thought the third act came together well, but as far as what it should have been and what it could have been in terms of the story of Jane and the story of the aftermath of New Asgard and this huge emotional conflict that was set up in the series between Gore and everything else. It was a real missed opportunity. So I would say that, and then of course Morbius, because
I mean, we don't.
Yeah,
count.
I mean, Morbius
Shit on
seems to be a
Morbius.
That
given.
doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Morbius, we knew it was gonna be bad, and it was.
You know what? Morbius is not a great, like, an A-list character or anything, and I see why Sony was trying to exploit whatever they could exploit in the Spider-Verse, because both the Venom movies have been ass as well. But when I saw the trailers for Morbius, other than the bad humor, I didn't think necessarily it was going to be absolute trash. It's just that it ended up being absolute trash for sure. And but I was like, okay, it's Morbius, and Leto looked like him, and so, you know, but it was bad.
It was. Okay. All right. I am surprised by the Thor Love and Thunder. I can understand it. I can understand it.
That's movies.
Yeah,
That's not
that's movies.
that's
movies.
not worst of everything, but that's
Yes.
movies worst. And here's Dr. Liz.
Dr. Liz, welcome to it. The series finale of Nerd-O-Rama on the round table this evening. How are you doing, sister? Can't hear you.
Your mic. Your mic.
Yep. Yeah.
Turn on your mic.
Turn your mic on. Okay. Okay. All right.
Right now,
Tesco-
Dr. Liz, if you can hear us, we're going through the best and worst of 2022. We've started off with the worst. Tom
There
has
she
hit
is.
us with a surprise, and for the worst film, he started with Thor: Love and Thunder. I was going to go with you first, ladies first, on the worst of the year. Now that you are here, what is your worst film of 2022?
Oh, it's a tie between Jurassic World,
Mm.
the extended version, or the regular version. The extended
Wait.
version's worse.
Wait a minute.
I
So
think both.
yours is a tie between the same movie?
No, Ambulance.
That's bad.
Ambulance was really bad, but Moonfall is just atrocious. And I love me some Halle Berry, but wow, the moon falling to the earth.
That was bad.
That was really, really bad.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
horrible.
I knew that was going to be ass when I saw the trailer. They had Bad Moon Rising, and I guess the reason why I didn't credit Jurassic World dominant, because that's horrible. That's extra horrible.
Extra horrible. All right.
Flaming 2-foot long locusts. That's pretty bad. But because I have hated all of the rebooted Jurassic Park movies, my expectations were in the floor. So Love and Thunder was a much bigger disappointment. But you're
And
right. That movie was ass.
Morbius was bad. So I categorized Thor as a disappointment
Yeah.
because they could not get to
Gotcha.
the worst of the list of that Moonfall, Jurassic World, and Morbius. Ambulance. Ugh.
All right. What about you, McBain?
Well, obviously for me, it is Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't even want to begin how much I hate this movie, how much I have so much disdain for this movie, from anywhere from like those stupid fucking goats that weren't even funny 10 years ago,
Right.
to like Thor doing the splits, him riding the fucking axe like it's a broomstick, to wasting a great villain in the comics, Gore, wasting him, to eternity, not even saying a fucking word, to the fucking plot not making any sense. Yes, you're trying to get to eternity because you have this one wish that can do anything. Yeah, that's great. That all would have been pretty helpful during fighting Thanos. But anyway, the whole fucking plot made no fucking sense to me. The comedy was just like not funny. From like, oh, Jesus Christ, to like Zeus acting like he's a character from Saturday Night Live, to the dumpling god, to fucking like, and also, I know Tom's gonna roll his eyes. I keep bringing this up, to the kid shooting lightning out of a fucking stuffed animal. I hated this fucking movie. I almost walked out of said movie. Yeah, it was like the lowest of lows, and they turned Thor, who's the strongest Avenger, or arguably the strongest Avenger, into a punchline. So fuck that movie with a rusty knife. Thank you. I'm done.
With a rusty knife. Okay. All righty. How do you really feel? Mo, what is your worst?
There's a lot of bad here, and I'm going to have to categorize it and compartmentalize it in types of bad. There's the bad is just cinematic bad, like Moonfall was just bad all the way around. And there's bad like Jurassic World Dominion that I walked out of, and I don't care about seeing the director's cut or anything. Those are just bad movies. But then there's a heightened level of anger when you have a degree of expectation. And my anger at Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, has not subsided to this day. Now, Thor, I knew was going to be silly, and it pissed me off, and I didn't like it for all the reasons that Ryan said. But Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness angered me in a way that I've never been angered at a Marvel movie. So I would have to say it's probably Jurassic World Dominion just is the shittiest movie of the year, hands down. And then there's the anger of Doctor Strange. It was too shitty for Marvel words. And then you have Thor, which is just a joke. They didn't even try.
I mean, can you go into more like why you didn't like Doctor Strange?
Yeah, I love nothing about it.
Okay.
I thought they had an opportunity to dovetail off what happened in Spider-Man No Way Home, since that was the direct tie-in. You know, Doctor Strange basically had fucked up the world, and now he's trying to make the world better. And they had really no crossover between those movies. They had the chance to really open up Marvel Phase 5 with the whole multiverse, and they didn't take that step. And they're waiting for, I guess, Ant-Man and Quantumania to do that. It was just a piss poor movie. I have not even watched it again, even though it's available. I just refuse.
Just refuse, hands down.
I didn't hate as much as you did. I thought that they played it safe. Like there was no really connection with the like Loki and Doctor Strange. Like I said, I was expecting so much. The movie came after Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought it was just going to be, they're going to go balls to the wall. Just the multiverse of madness.
It was mostly an extension of, to me, it was mostly an extension of WandaVision.
Of WandaVision, yeah.
It definitely, and you see Mo, you had Barack weighing in that Mo's contention is, you were the chosen one.
I mean, he's got a point.
The MCU, not destroy it.
Right. Yeah, I think that the biggest missed opportunity is that they chose, instead of dealing with the splintered universe and multiverse that we saw in No Way Home, which was an amazing film, you just introduced this new multiverse character in America, and then you also decide to completely skip over and just go with Wanda in the multiverse. And if there had been a hint of Wanda being exposed to the multiverse because of No Way Home, then it would have made sense. And we do know that at the end of her series, she was flipping through the Darkhold and listening to her kids and other dimensions and shit like that. So there were some points of confluence where you could have said, well, when Strange and Spider-Man burst the seams of the multiverses, Wanda really was able to get out there. And even if they had just shown her like shaking her head or something like that in something.
Well, the multiverse was already like broken up with Loki. There should have been a bigger connection with Loki. I mean,
well,
that's where it all started.
But the thing is that in the Loki multiverse, the multiverses didn't intertwine. They were just these separate threads that all kind of existed apart from each other, which is why they were trying to prune those to make it back to the supreme or divine timeline or whatever.
It seemed like to me at the end that like everything got screwed up. Like the multiverse was all over the place in Loki.
Can I real quick? The thing is, I think you're touching on, Tom, is the idea of the multiverse in Spider-Man was one thing. The idea of a multiverse in Doctor Strange was another thing. And the idea of a multiverse in Loki was another thing.
Right.
And those things did not intersect at all.
At all. You didn't have a Kang. You didn't have anything. Right. I mean, you saw Kang and Loki.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's not a spoiler. It's
I'm
not a
joking.
spoiler.
But I
I'm
think
joking.
that it was supposed to. But I think that Doctor Strange was supposed to button up this phase 4 of pain and heartbreak and gut wrench, and then Ant-Man is supposed to blast off into what you all want it to be, of all of these entanglements, and I think
Well, I
that's what
mean-
they were going for.
Well, they ended up with another gut punch with Wakanda, but
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah,
what's going.
I think that for me the title of the film, in the multiverse of madness, I think for what was being sold and what was
Right.
delivered is what's got Burr and Mo saddle the most, is because you're looking at a film again on the heels of Spider-Man, which was supposed to be the direct lead in, and in the multiverse of madness, the point of that film was Doctor Strange is essentially trying to stop Wanda from destroying the multiverse. It wasn't necessarily supposed to be about the exploration of the multiverse. And I think that if they had explained that, then the film would have made more sense to everyone seeing it. But because you have this film that leads you into there being this exploration of the multiverse, instead of trying to prevent it from being destroyed by Wanda, who was beyond mad. They could have called that shit, Wanda raging in the to destroy the multiverse, whatever. But the whole point of that film was Wanda going about the destruction of the multiverse to get this wholesome version of a life that she wanted. And for that, the film, it did its job. The film did at least what they on paper what it's supposed to be. But to every fan watching, yeah, that's a letdown. I can see why everyone watching was like, yo, what the fuck? Where's the multiverse? But that wasn't supposed to be the film that was giving you that. I think in the way they laid this out, they weren't as clear. And this is a complaint that you all have had throughout phase 4, is that there is no connectivity. They're just giving us a bunch of films. They lost the thread that kept it together for the most part, instead of all these intricate little things that were tying everything together and leading to a bigger thing. They're giving you some multiverse with Loki. They're giving you some touches of the multiverse with Spider-Man. They're giving you even more with Doctor Strange. But all of these are going to a specific point where, as we say, it's going to Ant-Man and the Wasp, the first film from the next phase, which really takes us there. That is the introduction to the multiverse. The characters that we're going to see moving forward, we have met them through several different projects. All the projects that have come out through phase 4, we're introducing you, all introductory to different people within the multiverse that you're going to see moving forward. Yeah, so that's hard to swallow when you have so many years of truly interconnected properties, and then you say, okay, fuck you guys, we need a break. We're just gonna do some shit, and we're gonna introduce you to a bunch of folks, and we'll catch up in phase 5. Everyone ain't with that ride.
Catch you up in phase 5.
I get it. I feel you. Look, everyone's not with that ride.
Look.
I've enjoyed the ride. I think the only thing,
Look, I understand what Mo.
I did.
I understand what Mo's saying, because I felt tricked. I felt tricked because I thought Multiverse of Madness was going to be just insane, crazy. I hadn't felt this tricked since The Force Awakens, when I thought that Finn was going to be a Jedi. You see Finn with the fucking lightsaber, whooping ass, this and that. I'm like, oh shit, we're going to get a black Jedi. Psych! Nah, son.
I think I was kind of bummed a little bit that it wasn't a real pickup from Doctor Strange 2. I mean, Doctor Strange 1.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, this kind of sucks. Then what was that after credit scene for? But I know that I've been tricked before when it comes to Iron Man 3. So therefore it's like, okay, I know it's gonna pay off.
It's fine, Liz. We all fell for the banana in the tailpipe. It's okay.
I gotta interject one thing. I don't mind Iron Man 3 with the exception of the Trevor turn. If they take out the Trevor turn and allow him to be a truer version of the Mandarin, I don't dislike that movie.
But they did fix it, though. They did fix it.
They put a Band-Aid on it. I don't know if they fixed it.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's a solid enough fix, though. I think the way that they went about it and that they brought it back in Shang-Chi, which, Brian, You may get it, dude. I don't know if you've been following what they're talking about, Shang-Chi 2, where we will get the immortal Iron Fist. That will be the storyline for Shang-Chi 2.
Okay, so get it right. The immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun, sworn enemy of the hand. Get it right, my brother. Okay.
I'm sorry for all the surname misses that I did, but yes, that's coming. But yeah,
No Ben Jones.
Look. I am hoping for everyone who is not 100% on board with Phase 4 that the beginning of Phase 5, that Ant-Man and the Wasp really puts everyone on the right track. You know, make my Marvel all day long. That's my curse. I will live with it. For me, surprisingly, because I did not see a lot of all the movies that came out, I did not have as much time to be in theaters. Most of the time when I got to the house, I was just doing my best to stay on track with what the Nerd Crew is going to be discussing. Okay, what we talking about this week? All right, let me watch that. But I wasn't able to see as much. So for me, surprisingly, the film that I liked least, the film that to me was the worst film of the year, was actually Nope. And I know a lot of people like Nope. For me, Nope was not a good movie. Yeah, it was such. I watched this film and I remember saying to myself, if this was the first film that I had watched from this cat, Jordan Peele, it would have been the last film that I watched from this dude. That film was such a fucking waste of time for me. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Hour right after I saw it. I understand where you're coming from, Twala. I just wouldn't say it's the worst film. But
no. And again, it just for me, just everything else comparatively that I watched this year, that has to be the worst film on my list of films that I watched. I walked away from that just like, no horror. This is a stupid story. I get it. There's no like, oh my God, what was it? What did he mean? What was it? No, dude, this is whack, man. This is just a whack movie. The acting was not to write home. I don't know, man.
It's a niche film. It's not really for mass appeal.
So are we saying that?
But I like niche though, Liz. I like a lot of niche things. I like a lot of really niche, quaint.
Yeah, but this movie to me was really for a very, and I think that what's interesting about Jordan Peele, because he's actually one of his films is on my best list this year, is that he's really tapping into these very small markets. Like these very small, like what the other ones have been wide appeal for everybody to kind of take along. He's now going into these little small fragments of the population to where it's not as a large appeal.
So how would you rank?
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a winning formula. I don't know if you win with that.
Because right now, number one is Get Out for me, personally. But how would you rank them?
Get Out is definitely my top one. Is for sure. Because I think it's
almost
timeless.
like he did Get Out and then he started slipping down because Get Out was phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And then you do Us, and Us is like, oh God. By the time I got to Us, I literally was like, I was in the theater, like I can't remember who else was, but I was like, can we go? This is not good. And then we do the
yeah, but you know what's so fascinating about it too is like for us, it was almost like, okay, let me Google, because what is he talking about? And then I think that I think that a lot of his movies are becoming that way. Okay, let me Google, because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not
the problem is with Us,
what you're getting.
The Us, I knew what he was talking about, and I still didn't like it because there were some things in the film that for me just made absolutely no sense for the intelligence that he was putting into the film. It's like the film, it turned on itself. And I was like, there are just certain things within the matrix of this film, within the story that you're telling, which is not following along a succinct train of thought. Like the train of thought you're going, it betrays itself within the film too many times for me to stay in it. And then it's like, I mean, for me, the best thing that he has done since Get Out was to produce Lovecraft Country. For him to give someone else a shot and say, man, this sister right here, she's got a fly idea. I'm gonna go on and let her in. I love that. And I'm like, yo, start giving other people a shot. Like I never got the app so I could watch the Twilight Zone stuff. Everyone tells me Twilight
Oh,
Zone
that
is
is
dope,
so good.
and I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I would love to
I
check
think
that
you'll
out.
appreciate that more than Nope.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure. I'm sure from just what from folks is telling me. I didn't get to see Candyman. I know my kids love Candyman. My brother loved Candyman. They were like, "Yo, that was a really great updated
Don't say it
version
2
of
more
Candyman."
times.
Yeah.
I actually one of my best I like was Hunk for Jesus, and I know that it was his company, and I know that Tom talked about it on his other podcast. Is I really liked Hunk for Jesus. I don't know if it's just because I was raised in the church. And so it was like this large scandal. And everyone, as I was sitting in the theater to watch it, I was like, oh, so you're really going here? And then I was like, oh, well, this is a clutching of the pearls because this is the Eddie Long story that he was going after.
Gotcha.
For
Gotcha.
those of you
Oh yeah.
who
Wow.
are familiar with
Liz,
Eddie Long.
Thank you for reminding me because I wanted to see that.
I was like, clutch pearls. And I was like, I didn't think you would go here. And then and Regina Hall is such a phenomenal actress in that. And there's a scene where she has clown makeup. I mean, it is like so metaphorical on how the wives are acting while the husbands are either cheating. The Eddie Long scandal, we know that he was having some type, well, allegedly having, why is he dead? He's dead. Having sex with some young men. And so, and then and so the fact that she's literally on the side of the road in clown mime makeup trying to get people to come to the church, but then simultaneously is being confronted by one of these young men that he had sex with, is just while she's wearing this clown. I mean, it is just, Regina Hall does such a phenomenal job. I mean, it's such a good show. And I think people go in thinking it's a comedy, and it is somewhat. I laughed, but it's not, but it does hit people who are into church really in the gut.
Okay, so it took no prisoners.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I like.
All right, let's see. So that would be the worst. Now, okay, here's what we're gonna do for the best, not counting Wakanda Forever or Top Gun, not counting either of those movies.
Wow.
All right, Liz,
Okay.
what do you think the best movie of 2022 is?
Okay, so I have a tie. Bullet Train is highly overrated. It's highly underrated. People are not watching it. You didn't like Bullet
You
Train?
said underrated. Got you. Underrated.
Underrated.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Everything Everywhere All at Once was such a brilliant movie. It's your multiverse movie that you would want. I think people are over. No one is talking enough about Prey, and everyone slept on Amsterdam. And I thought Amsterdam was really wonderful. Those are my top.
Okay. Very, very good top. Let's see. I'm curious to know. Oh, all right, McBain. What was your top?
Well, you got me like trapped in a corner because I was going to say Black Panther, but I can't say Black Panther.
No, that's what I'm
unfair.
saying.
Well, I mean, I actually really enjoyed Prey. I actually really also enjoyed Werewolf. Was it By Midnight or
By Night?
By Night, whatever. I like that as well. So those are my two. Just off the top of my head, I'm probably missing something because I was just thinking Black Panther because that movie made me cry. I saw it again with my aunt and my mother during Kwanzaa, and I cried again. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I was like, no, man, I already seen this. I can cry again. Nope, wrong. Cried again. And all the same fucking scenes. Cried like a baby, and I regret nothing. Fucking love that movie.
Nice.
Love it.
Mo Kelly, what was your top?
Oh!
No. Remember, I said, not counting Top Gun or Wakanda Forever.
Okay, not counting Top Gun or Wakanda Forever. It's the best fucking movie of the year. Come on, I told you. It was. You said not counting Top Gun. That's Top Gun Maverick. It's a different movie.
Okay.
Son of
So ridiculous.
Jesus. All right. Cutting
So
him.
you're really not coming up with anything else?
I mean, I don't blame him.
Listen, he likes what he likes.
It's the best movie of the year for me. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. What you got, Cunningham?
Actually, I agree with Liz that Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably my favorite movie because it does a lot of things well. It has a legendary nerd extended cameo in the form of Michael Myers' sister, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis. You've got the return of Short Round from Temple of Doom. You've got Michelle Yeoh again, who was riding a nerd wave with her character from Discovery, and then moving into this film, and the introduction of her daughter as an actor that I'd never seen before, who has to do a lot of lifting and do some really things. It had some of the most unconventional scenes ever recorded, an extended sequence where there's no dialogue except on-screen titles because the characters are rocks. I mean, the characters are pinatas. The characters, I mean, it really was a multiverse film that explored the multiverse and also built within the framework of a single movie a whole mythology about how the multiverse works and how you are linked to all of your duplicates by incidents that happen to them. And so if you want to jump into the person who has martial arts skill, you have to have paper cuts between each of your the 5 webs of your fingers. All of it was just really 4 webs. All of it was just really, really cool and extraordinarily well done. And at its emotional core, it was a particularly strong film. And it dealt with a whole bunch of issues in terms of family dynamics and everything else that really just came together for me. And I really, really enjoyed it for that.
Wow.
I just think
I'm so mad that I missed that one.
And I will put as an honorable mention another movie that I think did not get seen by nearly enough people, which is 3,000 Years of Longing. George Miller,
the Genie one.
The Genie movie. Bad. George Miller tells these fantastic fables. He's been doing it since the beginning of his career, you know, a career that includes Mad Max and Babe. You know, he does a really good job at telling stories for adults. And at its core, this is a movie about stories. And it's just lushly imagined. The 2 core performances at the center of the film, Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton, are incredible. And you wouldn't think the chemistry would be there because Tilda Swinton, you know, looks like a graduated cylinder in chemistry. And Idris Elba is arguably one of the most desired men in the world. But it works. The chemistry is real, and he does an incredible job bringing the story to life. So that's my honorable mention.
Yeah,
but those are 2 exceptional films. They didn't perform as well in the box office as they might, although Everything Everywhere All at Once, at least, I think managed to be profitable because it was so low budget. But really, really well done film.
I don't get the whole like Tilda Swinton thing. She looks like the last person you see before you're cryogenically frozen. Personally, that's how I'm just saying.
Man.
What? I'm just saying.
Look, I think that movie was heavily mismarketed.
It was.
It just was not. The movie that I saw was not the advertisement that I saw.
Right.
It's a love story. It really is at its heart a love story.
Right.
And the trailer doesn't suggest that at all.
That's true.
But you enjoyed it.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was very badly, especially when you leaned into George Miller. It's like his last big movie is Fury Road, and so this is the antithesis of that. And so it's just it was just it should have been centered more on Idris and Tilda and that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would say
that's a good movie.
I would say for me, my favorite film that is not Top Gun Maverick or Wakanda Forever is surprisingly, and it took me a minute to get around to it. Mo was on me about this from the beginning, and Bullet Train was out of control.
Yes, it
Bullet
was.
Train
So good.
was phenomenal. Bullet Train is a home run. Prey, I loved everything about Prey. And my honorable mention film, I'm gonna have to say, is The Gray Man. A lot of people slept on The Gray Man, but The Gray Man is one of the best, for me, streamed films I saw just watching at the house. Like, didn't expect anything from it. I loved it. It was a true popcorn experience that I was like, man, I wish I would have seen this on the big screen, like if it had come out. But
Right.
The Gray Man was worthy of big screen, a big screen release, just because some of those action sequences, I can imagine them shot in IMAX and just destroying the screen. So yeah.
You know who should have been in big screen? Hocus Pocus 2. I
You
know
thought
it
that should
sounds
come out?
strange. It should have came out on streaming versus that Strange World crap. That should not have went straight
Theaters.
to Disney Plus 2.
Now, Strange World is a Disney Plus. I watched that today. That is definitely some Disney Plus stuff. There's no reason that needed to come out in theaters, but that was really interesting. And I no, that was way too deep for kids. That's not a kids movie.
I'm gonna give a shout out.
Hocus
really
Pocus
stuff.
2 was good enough, and I thought that they missed it because they didn't realize how much people really like that. Hocus Pocus, clearly they thought that it was too old and that people weren't going to get behind it. And I thought that was a hit, that it was a miss. They could have put that on theaters and it would have gotten some box. It would have definitely been better numbers than that Strange World that got 0 numbers.
Probably would have done better than Halloween Ends.
That too.
I'm gonna give a shout out to The Batman. I like that movie as well. It just pops in my head right now. I really like that movie. That movie did so well that they're saying, like, we might not want to reboot this. We might just let them do what they want to do.
Well,
So-
yeah, no, I was telling Mo in a conversation the other day that films like Joker, D Full Folie, whatever the fuck they're calling that,
You can
Joker
keep the
2,
Joker.
the Batman 2, that their plan is to do movies like that, and they will be Elseworlds films within the DC universe, because it's like he says that there is room for those stories to be told because they're not from the main universe that he's trying to create.
I didn't like the Joker. I didn't like the Joker.
Look,
but
I didn't like,
whatever.
but I didn't like Batman or the Joker. I didn't like either. Of
You
those
didn't like
movies.
Batman, really?
I didn't like the Batman, dude. I didn't like
Oh,
it.
okay. First of all, you fell asleep. You didn't even fucking finish the movie.
No. I watched that
true.
shit at the house, and even watching it at the house, I was like, dude, what am I doing? I was like, I see why I fell asleep. This movie is boring as shit, and Batman
liked
is
it.
everywhere. Batman is literally showing up at damn quinceañeras. He's like everywhere. He's not a mystery. He's not a secret. Everyone sees Batman. By the time you get to the end of the film, he's part of the damn rescue efforts. He's not a
nothing wrong
mystery
with that.
no more.
Like,
He's
I
just
thought-
a dude now.
I
was
thought
whack.
I thought it was a good movie. That's my
And out
personal
of that, he
opinion.
was stupid. I'm like, yo, dude, you literally didn't even foil the crime. The whole city was still destroyed. The dude, the Riddler was right. I thought you were smarter. Yeah, I thought so too, Batman. This was fucking stupid.
He was
literally
smarter than
the
Christian
whole city
Bale.
was destroyed.
Uh-huh.
That was whack.
All right. I mean, like, I enjoyed it. I was like, yo, this shit is good. But okay, fair enough.
I'm just
I
waiting.
got you.
I'm just waiting for Sony to approach DC about buying all of their D-list properties so that we can get a Calendar Man film in the DC universe.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
No.
I don't want
Tom.
Hypno Hustler either, but apparently I'm getting it.
Look,
Right.
Condiment Man will come way before Calendar Man.
Condiment.
Not Condiment
Condiment.
Man.
I thought you said something else. Oh, never mind.
Condiment Man will come first.
I didn't say what
Oh,
it was. I
my.
just said I thought you said something else.
Macaroni.
I ain't gonna say what I thought you said.
We know
What
you-
were some hidden jewels, like some things that just
Magnum
absolutely
Man.
surprised you? Like, what'd you see, Liz, that you watch it, you're like, dude, I didn't expect that to be good at all.
Are we talking about TV series or movies?
TV, movies, just something that, like, that we have not ever brought to the round table that was surprisingly good.
I don't know if I have anything that I haven't brought to the round table besides a comedy blockbuster.
Ugh.
A comedy blockbuster?
Really?
Oh,
She's
the
saying
show
comedy
blockbuster.
show blockbuster.
Oh,
You don't like Blockbuster?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
You know what?
Oh, stop, man.
I thought that they were trying too hard. I
Oh.
like a lot of the people in the show. I just couldn't get into it past the first episode. I tried. I really tried. I actually started a second episode. I take that back. I just couldn't get through the second episode.
I like Blockbuster. And I did think that, I mean, I know that a lot of people aren't watching it because I felt that you all were going to ask me about Apple TV. So Pachinko is my Apple TV thing that no one's really talking about. I'm not sure. By the way, Apple TV is canceling a lot of their stuff. So there is a little bit of a hashtag anger on Twitter on the stuff that they're canceling. Some of it I really don't care about because it wasn't good enough. But Pachinko is something that is getting a second season, and I think it is wonderful. It deals with the Japanese that came to that took over Korean occupation when Japan came into Korea, and the effects of how many Koreans were displaced in Japan, and dealing with the large earthquake that happened. And it's such a beautiful story because it's really dealing with multi-generations, who the grandkid who is dealing with the parents, the grandparents, and how he's trying to make money coming into Japan. But the beauty is that it's all done in 3 different languages: English, Japanese, and Korean, and they color coded at the end. They color coded throughout the movie so that you can know who's speaking throughout the. It is such a beautiful show because then at the very, very end, it is not a spoiler. It deals with they do actual live interviews of the lives of Koreans who are displaced during and giving their experience of what it was like to live in Japanese occupation. It is such a wonderful story to tell. I mean, and it's just tears. Like I'm crying throughout the whole thing. It is such a good story, but something to watch. And we can't forget Miss Marvel. That is something that I don't think. No, how can we forget Miss Marvel? You like Miss Marvel?
I don't think it was great. I thought it was fine. I think it was
Compared
a fine
to-
first
Okay.
entry.
Yeah,
I will
but
defend
compared
Miss
to all
Marvel.
the other ones.
I will defend Miss Marvel.
sure.
I personally didn't like enjoy the show because I'm not a fan of the character. But while watching this show, I was like, people that like this character will like this show. It just wasn't for me. I thought it was like for what it was. Like it's a good show. People ask me, should you watch it? Yes. It is well written. I just don't care for the character, but it's not a bad show whatsoever.
Honestly, if you think about it, this year in 2022, I looked through the whole list. Disney Plus has had a lot of misses this year. And for Disney Plus, I think that Miss Marvel is one of the few, besides Moon Knight and Werewolf. Those are the only real true hits this year.
For Disney Plus, yeah. I mean, look, it's when you're
No.
when
For
you're
Disney
when you're
Plus,
struggling to be king.
They're two different
Disney
things.
Plus.
Yeah.
Disney Plus. There's
I
a lot
thought
of fails.
Andor was a hit. I thought Obi-Wan
was?
was a hit.
Yeah.
Andor and Obi-Wan were hits.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was fine.
Oh.
No, I'm not talking about my personal preferences. I'm saying they were hits for Disney.
Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
all
I
right,
see
fair
what
enough.
you're
Yeah, I
saying.
get you. All right.
Yeah.
Because that was in my worst list. I was mad
Oh,
I had
Lord.
to watch
Oh
Obi-Wan.
damn!
Damn.
Oh damn!
Well, I know you don't like Star Wars, so it's fine.
What was a hidden gem for you, McBain?
Sandman. I didn't think I
Ah.
liked that because
Hmm.
I don't know anything about the story of the character. I was like,
Hmm.
I know that they changed some things. I didn't like how they changed Constantine. I get it. Yeah, I know there's a female Constantine. I know they switched things around. I'd like the Matt Ryan actor version of Constantine, whatever. But I saw the show, and what turned me around was the diner episode. I've never seen a show in my life where I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be some filler bullshit. I was like, oh, this ain't no filler. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, that diner scene was
That diner scene was hot.
that
It
was
was a lot.
wild.
That was the surprise show for me, Sandman. If you have not seen Sandman, go watch that shit on Netflix.
Sandman. Yeah. Sandman was definitely dope. What about you, Mo?
I think in terms of series, I love Umbrella Academy more with
Mm.
each successive season. They keep showing me something new. I really do love how they've how they've grown the characters in terms of their ages and also their story arcs. I really love that show. My biggest surprise, I would have to say, is Bullet Train, because I had no expectation that movie was going to be good. None. I just went, I enjoyed it, and I in fact loved it. It's one of my best of the year, but outside of Bullet Train, nothing really spoke to me in a visceral way, in a positive sense this year. I liked Ms. Marvel. I didn't love it. I liked Obi-Wan. Certain episodes, didn't love it. I liked certain episodes of Andor, didn't love it. In terms of other I used to be a fan of The Good Fight. The last season sucked.
It did.
You know, not a lot of great stuff for me this particular year. So there were some good things, TV and movies, but not a lot of great things.
That's true.
Mm.
It's good for
Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot. Like a lot of Hollywood, trades are kind of echoing that sentiment.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Disney Plus did so well that first year and during our, isolation time. And then this year it did. I find Disney Plus was just a fail on so many things. Like Willow is a fail.
Oh God, Willow, Jesus Christ.
National Treasure is a complete failure.
Mm.
I'm glad you brought up Willow because Disney's has done a great job of fucking up my childhood. He fucked up Star Wars, and then he went in and go, you know what? What else can we fuck up next? And he fucked up Willow. Just what are you doing? Disney, stop.
So
Granny, don't.
So I will say that
what you got, Nick Cunningham?
The surprises for me, I did not expect to enjoy Wednesday as much as I did.
Yes.
I did not like the idea of the actors that they cast as Gomez and Morticia. But I did think that Wendy Ortega was extraordinarily well cast. And because the show was built around her, I really enjoyed it. I loved the mystery. I loved the twists. I loved the Christina Ricci. I think Gwen Christie was amazing and sexy and in a way that she hasn't been portrayed on screen. I was also really into Sandman. And I didn't know Invincible. I wasn't a person who read the comics, but I thought Invincible was a perfect demonstration of how animation can make certain superhero shows really sing, because the damage that Omni-Man does in that series, the boys tried.
It's unnecessary. It's extra.
Got there.
He's extra.
Yeah, it was amazing when he slaughters the global guardians or whatever the hell the Justice League is on that planet.
It's so horrible. You've
it
never
was
seen that kind of
no,
carnage.
it was
on anything.
amazing. And so I could not wait for more of that. And so, you know, some people in the comments have been asking, did we watch the shows? Yes, The Boys,
Boys is
and
amazing.
yes, Invincible, and yes, on Wednesday. Surprises. And Jack Reacher,
I liked it.
I enjoyed it too. That dude is so different from Tom Cruise. Is this
Right.
this the
Well,
same
because like
character?
in the
It's
book, that's
crazy.
how Jack Reacher's supposed to look.
No,
like.
I know. I understand.
Yeah,
He's
It's
supposed
great.
to
that's
be
why I
this
think everyone was
impossibly
tripping with
looking, you know,
when
also-
Cruz was cast. Everyone was like, "There's no
And
way Cruz
look,
could be Jack Reacher. No
I
way."
like this actor for the sole purpose that he had to do that shit in Titans. God bless that dude. That
Right.
Titan show was fucking shit.
Oh,
Trash.
Yeah.
he was Hawk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
he
that's
gets to
why
play-
I recognize.
No, he gets to play Jack Reacher. I'm like, dude, you look like fucking Jack Reacher. Get yourself some, man. Get yourself some.
Yeah, that was definitely. I had no idea, and that was definitely a surprise too.
I think for me, the network that gave me every single surprise of the year, just stuff that I was like, wow, another winner. That award goes to Amazon Prime because I loved Reacher. I love the Terminal List. Don't know if any of y'all watched The Old Man, but The Old Man was phenomenal. And the series I'm telling y'all gotta get on it is The Peripheral. The Peripheral is a
I heard good
great
things about that.
sci-fi series.
I heard it's good.
Yeah. I'm like so far, Amazon Prime has given me, you know, like yes, on Disney Plus, of course, love Werewolf by Night. You know, I was a fan of Andor. I liked Obi-Wan up until the end. Even though it was slow Obi-Wan, you know, it's the
Right.
end really took me out of it. But you know, Disney Plus, there's a lot of fun stuff to watch. But you know, yes, nothing to write home about. I was a big fan of the Guardians holiday special, but when it comes to television
was
that I
okay.
made a point to watch anytime I could, even when it was like I'm gonna regret this in the morning trying to stay up and watch something, it happened to be on Amazon Prime, and I was like, yo, they just dropped another episode of Reacher, gotta watch it. It was that appointment level television watching, because it was fun, it was exciting, really smart television. And that's what they won for me for 2022, as far as me really wanting to catch something, like actually want to see it versus, well, I've got to see it. You know, there's a lot of stuff that came to Disney Plus. It was like, well, you got to watch it because it's Obi-Wan. It's like, yeah, I got to watch it. It's Star Wars, I got to watch it. But stuff that I actually wanted to watch, that I made a point to, yeah, Amazon definitely did. And even going back and finding, just for me, content-wise, going back and watching even older stuff, Netflix has always been a chore, even though I like a lot of the series, like, you know, on Netflix. I love all the anime on there, Seven Deadly Sins and Demon Slayer and all those kind of things. Crackle was a major winner for me. I think I've spent more time watching anime on Crackle than anything with just following One Piece and Chainsaw Man and My Hero Academy. Boom. Yeah, like that. Like, it was a big year for me for anime, but Amazon Prime definitely does it. But with the new year coming, what, if anything, that you all have seen, that you've seen, not the Marvel stuff, is there anything outside of, you know, almost the required Marvel viewing that you're looking forward to for 2023?
Cocaine Bear.
Okay, Bear.
Well, Adoy.
Cocaine Bear is mandatory watching. That's if Cocaine Bear isn't like on your top 5 list for 2023, you can't talk movies to me. You can't talk movies. Period. Cocaine Bear.
I want to
period.
address the comments in the chat, because I know that I was a huge, Mo and I were huge Ozark and Tom Ozark people. I liked Ozark. I was not upset. I was a little upset at the ending because I really didn't want her to die.
Right.
But and I love Snowfall. This is going to be its last season coming up in 2023. The thing that I liked the most on this last episode, this last season was he had an alternative universe where what would he have done if he wasn't a drug dealer and he would have went to McKenna, Claremont McKenna, and I thought that episode was a really powerful one. I do watch Slow Horses. They're talking about a lot of stuff from Apple TV. I haven't seen this season. It's okay. I'm not here to. Slow Horses is about London, so it's about the UK's version of a kind of like the CIA. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Let's put it that way. And I don't know. Did anybody see Puss in Boots besides?
I did
Hell
not see
no.
Puss in Boots. I did not see
Nope.
Puss in Boots.
No.
No. But I understand, Liz. I understand.
Liz, that's
Clearly, there's going to be another one.
Another
Like,
one.
there's going to be another one. And I was like, oh, we're going to do another Shrek. I can see this opening the doors for a Shrek series. Did anybody see Knives Out?
I'm going to watch that tonight.
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, yeah.
Yeah. So for me personally, I will not give Ryan Johnson any of my money. I don't care how good the movie is. That's just personal preference.
It's actually.
And
I mean, you're not really giving him the money if you watch it on Netflix.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
It's
Okay.
the principle. We're talking about
It's
principality.
principle.
I guess.
Yeah, there was something about his name being attached to something. I dislike that Star Wars movie, and I remember saying it, that you can go back and probably find the episode. If you see anything related to that movie, you will probably have heard me say, I will never watch another thing that Ryan Johnson does
The
ever
fact that
again
he
in life.
doubles down on it and still tries to troll people about it and says, I hope I get to do my Star Wars trilogy. You know what? Fuck you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so they're saying that Puss in Boots was better than Avatar 2. Well, it's shorter.
It was shorter.
And so is Puss.
Come on now, it's time.
Yeah. All right. So Tom, you're convinced that it deserves the billion, or wait, what are you saying?
No. I mean, listen. This was a movie that was going to do much bigger business overseas anyway. The same sort of spirit that keeps Denis Villeneuve making movies that do wonders in the international market but can't sell shit here is the same sort of spirit that makes Avatar that sort of spectacle. 100 million in China alone in 2 weeks is pretty amazing. And if Wakanda had a China release, Wakanda probably would have gotten 100 million too. But Wakanda and a whole bunch of other super films were denied access to China. So it doesn't surprise me that the guy who makes the big spectacle and has made, for a time, the first and second highest grossing movies, is going to get a lot of benefit of the doubt. I don't know that it will make 2 billion. But it doesn't surprise me that it's made $1 billion worldwide. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Now, Tom, my onlyest pushback to that, and I think it's a lot of pushback, is the fact that it did it in a 2-week time period, a period in which every news outlet reporting anything on China is talking about all of the restrictions in China because of what? COVID. So how are people going to theaters when China's basically saying keep your ass at home to its people? How do you do that in a 2-week period? That does not make sense. They're reporting that this film is being making $8+ million in markets where there damn near aren't any theaters. How can you do that? The numbers that they are reporting based on the number of theaters, available screens, and all that in all these different places, it's not lining up. Somehow the math is not lining up. And to me, Avatar is a clear-cut case of what used to happen in the music industry, where labels were buying records to make their artists go number one. This is the exact same shit is happening with Avatar. I promise you, some funny shit's gonna come out, and we're gonna say, yeah, we knew that. There's no way your fucking movie made over $1 billion in a 2-week period, and only 30% of that is coming from the U.S.
Let me get more
no.
In France, it did 60 million in receipts in 2 weeks, with only 762 theaters.
And think about the running time. And
3
you
hours.
know,
3 hours at least.
and you have to clean up. So it was like movie has to go every 4 hours.
Huh. Well, also, since you're telling me that it's being shown in China, I guess you spoiled it for me. There's no lesbian or gay scenes. Because God forbid you show that. That's why fucking Doctor Strange 2 wasn't shown in China. That's why Wakanda Forever wasn't shown in China. Let's like put that out there.
They're lesbian whale scenes.
Oh.
Well, we were talking about anticipated films. I have to say that there are a lot of things that I'm looking forward to that are not just the Marvel things.
Mhm.
John Wick 4.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
I am interested in Creed 3, of course.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I'm even interested in
I know
Dungeons
why
and
you like it,
Dragons,
Liz.
to be honest. I've seen that trailer. It's probably going to be trash, but it
What?
looks like trash that
Dungeons
I
and
watch.
Dragons, yeah.
And Across the
Man.
Spider-Verse is really probably like
Yeah.
I
Oh, yes.
don't feel so great that Spider-Verse is only going to get 1 week because Transformers is the week after, which is not great.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible, I can't wait to see. I want to see Dune Part 2.
Is that coming out next year?
And
Boo.
Huh?
Yeah, it is.
Boo.
Oh.
yeah, I'm just gonna, and if it makes it, if it doesn't slip, I want to see the Color Purple musical adaptation.
Mm.
That's supposed to hit. That's supposed to hit next year. Yeah.
No, I know it's
Yeah.
late in the year though, and
Yeah.
and who knows if Aquaman, which is supposed to come after,
Yeah.
the Color
Oh,
Purple,
shit,
will
yeah.
even
Well,
be
that's not.
released.
We'll see. We'll see
Very
if that
different
actually.
than the movie.
Yeah.
I saw it live. It's very, very different. Different music, different
The
everything.
Color Purple, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in
Well,
a good way.
It's
just
not.
different.
Yeah, you're not going to see what the Steven Spielberg vision of it. I
I don't want to see that anyway. That's
The
good.
music is different. The storytelling is different. For me, I didn't have the same experience when I saw it live. Not bad, just different.
I'm looking forward to Into the Spider-Verse, John Wick 4, obviously Cocaine Bear, but let's not sleep on Megan. Let's not sleep on
Oh
Megan.
yeah,
I'm
that's,
looking forward to that.
that's barely a week from now.
I'm all over that. Oh, that's gonna be
I'm not
hot.
watching that.
Okay, you need to.
Come on, Liz.
I want you to rewind this later because you're talking about an animatronic doll that's in the body shape of a 6-year-old girl. So I just want you to rewind that later and reconsider your praise.
Okay, okay. I'm looking for the humor aspect of it. Okay, because when I saw her dance like a stripper, I was like, dude, this is just hilarious. I got to see this.
That's how
got-
strippers dance.
Apparently, I wouldn't know
Yeah,
anything
no,
about
there's a whole stripper challenge.
I don't watch
doing
such
the Megan.
things. I'm saving myself for
Oh.
marriage. I don't do that.
It's interesting so far for 2023. There seems to be a lot of interesting things coming to television, like Time Bandits. I'm really curious to see what they do with Time Bandits.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion is going to be dope. What is it called? Black Mirror is coming back. Netflix is bringing that back. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Oh, and then Rebel Moon. Are y'all hip to Rebel Moon?
Oh, I'm gonna see that.
Zack,
Wanna know
Zack
why?
Snyder's Zack Snyder was denied doing a Star Wars film. They said, Kathleen Kennedy said, no, Zack Snyder, you will not do a Star Wars film. So he said, okay, cool. I'm gonna do it myself, and I'm gonna call it Rebel Moon. And
Okay,
so Netflix has picked that up.
I'm gonna watch that because my boy Ray Fisher's gonna be in it, so I'll definitely watch that. Thanks.
Boom.
Of course.
Of course.
Hey, look, man.
I
McBain, I give
am
Ray
interested
Fisher lots of props, and I apologize to Ray Fisher officially. After finally watching the Snyder cut of Justice League, I fully understand why that man was so mad. I'd have been pissed the fuck off too if I was the star and the main character basically of your movie and you reduce me because you were hating on me, nah, I'm kicking up dust every time your name is mentioned. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Liz. What were you about to say?
No, I was just gonna say Mission Impossible is gonna be
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
especially when you see how this man is trying to kill himself.
Agreed.
He's wild.
I mean, this man
Yes.
is literally
Dying
trying to
film.
die.
Dick Morrow.
He's wild. Tom Cruise is just he's on some shit.
Like I don't, I mean,
Mo,
I
is
don't
he
get
still
it.
doing the outer space film?
I have not heard anything, but I assume he is, if only because there's nowhere to go, which is going to eclipse this latest Mission Impossible film. And you've seen the clips where he's like jumping off a damn cliff on a motorcycle. I mean, he's trying to outdo himself every single film.
Okay, so they had this whole trailer, super trailer, whatever, about that sequence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that they make this big point of saying it takes 2 weeks to set up the ramp. And I'm like, how is it more efficient? You're a spy. How is it more efficient for you to build a goddamn motorcycle ramp that you jump off the side of a cliff instead of just doing one of those Halo things where you like just get shot down and then it turns into a glider? It just didn't make sense to me. It looks really cool, but it makes no fucking sense. But as long as they play Highway to the Danger Zone on top of the opening sequence, Mo is going to be there.
Do it, Mo. Do it, Mo. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I hate you so much right now.
I mean, the man has a thing to want to die. Or whatever.
He does have a death wish.
His idea of excitement is different than mine. Like, I don't understand. Like, if I want to be dangerous, I'll drive black on a Friday night. Tom Cruise's thing is totally different.
And then it's not the fact that he does it once; he does it multiple times. He did it like 4 or 5 times.
It was completely unnecessary. And he was like, I think I want to do another one. It's like, bitch, go sit down. Grow.
And each time I was like, okay, so the motorcycle, like how many motorcycles do y'all have to just
There's a motorcycle scene with Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Every movie.
A lot of that is what goes to the budget. Like when you see Tom Cruise movies, I promise you about 50% of the movie's budget is going to the insurance on that man, and the rest is going to everything that he's going to destroy to do those stunts.
Yep.
Because he's probably like, we're going to have to crash at least 3 real helicopters before I get this stunt. He's that dude.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing the craziness.
What I think I am looking forward to most in the new year is what this becomes. As we said in the beginning of the show, Nerdorama will no longer be a daily program because there are just some big things happening. We'll say it again. This is the final weekend of the Mo Kelly Show on KFI AM 640, the birthplace of Nerdorama. Signing off Sunday, and we are heading into the new year doing big things, different things, major things, and a part of that majorness has got to be what we turn this fantastic crew of nerds into, because we have found a place in people's homes, and coming together with you all, this is therapy for me. I don't know about y'all, and I just love vibing with y'all and going ham on these projects and holding nothing back. I think no one can ever say that they don't know what we think about something, whether we love it or we hate it. You're going to get the absolute truth from the nerd crew, and we will keep that going. And so make sure you're following us on social media. I think it's at Nerdorama News. I don't know how the social medias go.
We have we'll make that announcement early in the new year.
Yes.
You won't have to wait long.
Yes, that is a fact. That is a fact.
And I think we should all look forward to seeing what in the heck DC is going to do for 2023.
They're gonna make an
especially
announcement
Spotify.
the next month. They're gonna make an
Well,
announcement next
But
month.
how can they do?
Warner
They
Brothers.
don't have anything done except Flash and Aquaman, right?
Well, that's not gonna be part of the what's his
No,
face?
No,
No,
I
no.
understand. I'm just saying he's not going to have anything out. The new Gunverse is
No.
not going to be out.
No, and
No.
that's why those movies are coming out. That is why Shazam and The Flash and Aquaman are coming out. Why? Because as a film company, you have to have something to keep the lights on.
Right.
Those movies are going to basically pay the bills, fulfill the contracts, get everything out of the way. James Gunn hasn't even started filming the
Right.
first project from the Gunverse. So that's why it's like you can't just be like, we're gonna close up shop for a couple years and we'll be back. Nah.
Same
Can't
thing
do
for
that.
Channel 5. Same thing for your TV properties. I mean, they were on my worst list, all of them, except I guess. And so
Including Peacemaker.
no.
No.
On-
The
on
Peacemaker's
Channel-
gone. They're gonna reboot that too.
No,
No,
I'm talking about the
CW stuff, yeah.
Naomi, the Tom Swift, like all of that is going to go away. I mean, if any of you watch Naomi, it is now. You should be happy that Ava DuVernay did not have anything to do with Black Panther,
Black Panther.
like she was supposed to.
Or New Gods.
New Gods.
Mm.
Yeah. She
'Cause it was a
has no
disaster.
nerd vision. Bless her heart.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with CW, because I mean,
Hey.
woof,
Hey,
everything's going away.
Yeah, well.
I'm knowing that we will be here to speak on it. And with that, good people, there is no Anthony to take us out. So, Dr. Liz, I
got
give the
nothing.
floor to you first, young lady.
Happy New Year.
Mo Kelly.
Okay, you got to give me some time because one of my tasks is Peacemaker. And so I
Okay.
want to end this year as I began it with one of the best moments of Peacemaker.
What superhero are you?
Peacemaker.
Get out of here, motherfucker!
You a fan?
There's no superhero called Peacemaker.
Dude, I'm fucking famous.
Not that famous. Aquaman, he's famous.
Fuck Aquaman.
No, man. Don't say that. Why say that?
He bangs chicks, good for him. He fucks dudes, got no problem with that. He starts fucking fish, that's taking it a step too far.
Multipass.
McBain.
Yo, fuck all that happy shit. Check this out. In 2023, I need one thing. I don't need an appearance, but I need an announcement. Kevin Feige, give me my fucking Luke Cage. Give it to me. Michael Coulter, make it fucking happen. Thank you.
For you or your mama?
Both.
Well, I'm going to take a moment to give a special shout out and reference an icon of broadcast journalism who passed away this evening and say, where is my Bob suit?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Barbara Walters passes at the age of 93.
wow.
It's going to be interesting to see what Twitter does.
Yeah, I think Dan Rather may be like the last guy from that kind of era, maybe.
Pretty
Wow.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe what's his name? Gosh, I'm old. Not Brinkley, but Tom. I'll remember after the show.
Oh, Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw. Yes.
But Brokaw was like after Rather, wasn't he?
I thought he was part of the new generation.
Yeah, contemporaries, I
Yeah.
would say.
All right.
Well, but they're not going to treat Barbara. Barbara has some stuff that is not going to did not age well. So it's going to be
Yeah, but it's a
interesting to see
eulogy,
how this is going to
Yeah,
pull up.
this,
I hear you. I hear you.
You know, we don't kick people while they're in the grave.
Ryan Johnson.
Thank you for that, Tom. Thank you all for riding with us. It has been a fantastic, I believe, 4 years.
Yes, sir.
1,125 episodes.
Wow.
And from day one, I've said it and I will say it now, with a happy new year, joyous 2023 to you all. In the words of the late, great Stan the Man Lee, who would have been 100, Excelsior.
Rest in peace, Pele.